There comes a time in every rightly constructed boy's life when he has a raging desire to go somewhere and dig for hidden treasure. This desire suddenly came upon Tom one day. He sailed out to find Joe Harper, but failed of success. Next he sought Ben Rogers. He had gone fishing. Presently he stumbled upon Huck Finn the red-handed. Huck would answer. Tom took him to a private place and opened the matter to him confidentially. Huck was willing. Huck was always willing to take a hand in any enterprise that offered entertainment and required no capital, for he had a troublesome superabundance of that sort of time which is not money. "Where'll we dig?" said Huck. "Oh, most anywhere." "Why, is it hid all around?" "No, indeed it ain't. It's hid in mighty particular places, Huck. Sometimes on islands, sometimes in rotten chests under the end of a limb of an old dead tree, just where the shadow falls at midnight, but mostly under the floor in haunted houses." "Who hides it?" "Why, robbers, of course. Who do you reckon? Sunday school superintendents?" "I don't know. If 'twas mine, I wouldn't hide it. I'd spend it and have a good time." "So would I, but robbers don't do that way. They always hide it and leave it there." "Don't they come after it any more?" "No, they think they will, but they generally forget the marks, or else they die. Anyway, it lays there a long time and gets rusty, and by somebody finds an old yellow paper that tells how to find the marks, a paper that's got to be ciphered over about a week, because it's mostly signs and hieroglyphics." "Which?" "Hieroglyphics. Pictures and things, you know, that don't seem to mean anything." "Have you got one of them papers, Tom?" "No." "Well, then, how you going to find the marks?" "I don't want any marks. They always bury it under a haunted house, or on an island, or under a dead tree that's got one limb sticking out." "Well, we've tried Jackson's Island a little, and we can try it again sometime. And there's the old haunted house up the Stillhouse branch, and there's lots of dead limb trees, dead loads of 'em." "Is it under all of them?" "How you talk!" "No." "Then how you going to know which one to go for?" "Go for all of 'em." "Why, Tom, it'll take all summer." "Well, what of that? Suppose you find a brass pot with $100 in it, all rusty and gray, or rotten chest full of diamonds. How's that?" Huck's eyes glowed. "That's bully. Plenty bully enough for me. Just you give me the $100, and I don't want no diamonds." "All right. But I bet you I ain't going to throw off on diamonds. Some of 'em's worth $20 apiece. There ain't any hardly but's worth 6 bits or $1. "No." "Is that so?" "Certainly. Anybody'll tell you so. Ain't you ever seen one, Huck?" "Not as I remember." "Oh, kings have slathers of them." "Well, I don't know no kings, Tom." "I reckon you don't. But if you was to go to Europe, you'd see a raft of 'em hopping around." "Do they hop?" "Hop? Your granny, no." "Well, what did you say they did for?" "Shucks, I only meant you'd see 'em. Not hopping, of course. What do they want to hop for?" "But I mean you just see 'em. Scattered around, you know, in a kind of a general way. Like that old humpbacked Richard." "Richard? What's his other name?" "He didn't have any other name. Kings don't have any but a given name." "No?" "But they don't." "Well, if they like it, Tom, all right. But I don't want to be a king and have only just a given name, like a nigger. But say, where are you going to dig first?" "Well, I don't know. Suppose we tackle that old dead limb tree on the hill to other side of Stillhouse Branch." "I'm agreed." So they got a crippled pick and a shovel and set out on their 3-mile tramp. They arrived hot and panting and threw themselves down in the shade of a neighboring elm to rest and have a smoke. "I like this," said Tom. "So do I. Say, Huck, if we find a treasure here, what you going to do with your share?" "Well, I'll have pie and a glass of soda every day, and I'll go to every circus that comes along. I bet I'll have a gay time." "Well, ain't you going to save any of it?" "Save it? What for?" "Why, so's to have something to live on by and by." "Oh, that ain't any use. Pap would come back to this yer town some day and get his claws on it, if I didn't hurry up. And I tell you, he'd clean it out pretty quick." "What you going to do with yourn, Tom?" "I'm going to buy a new drum, and sure enough sword, and a red necktie, and a bull pup, and get married." "Married?" "That's it." "Tom, why, you ain't in your right mind." "Wait, you'll see." "Well, that's the foolishest thing you could do. Look at Pap and my mother. Fight! Why, they used to fight all the time.